Uh, we are up. We are up. All right. Hey, shalom, shalom, makim and akwa. Hey, so we're gonna do a little, quick little off the fly, going into the Passover lesson real quick. It's 2024 and almost brothers and sisters, where we just had ours. Brothers and sisters either had theirs or may still be getting ready to take place in it, whatever the case may be. But we're just gonna go ahead and knock this out real quick. So I'm Azariah.
Yeah, that's
Y'all vets. Amen. All praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah by Hashem, Yahawahshi. So we're gonna get right into it, man. We're gonna get into it. And basically, as the title is, man, is Yahawahshi Hammasyach is our Passover. Just hopefully it can be edifying for brothers and sisters, especially for those that's learning and just coming into this thing, man. All praise, honor, and glory to the most high. So let's get this out. Let's go into you can read it if you want to. Anything you want to get into and bring in any points. Let's go to the start of this, man. We're going to get into the Passover and a couple of details, just some quick things to kind of learn and the meaning behind them and why the Passover is representative of, a representative of Yahawahshi, Hammasyach, and what certain things mean, when coming into them, man. Let's go from the beginning of the slide, man. And be fair, like I've done this class before too, so it may be familiar, but had to take it down. So we're just gonna re-go into this. And again, hopefully it's edifying. So Hamashiach, our Passover, and how to observe it, right? The meaning of our Passover celebration. All right, so we'll start by saying willfully serving by faith. You want to serve the Most High in truth and sincerity. Let's get into this first precept right here.
they that are delivered. Judges 5:11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawn water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord, even the righteous acts towards the inhabitants of his village in Yasharallah. Then shall the people of the Lord go down to the gates.
Con. So we see right there, right? That's just, we talk about rehearsing the righteous acts. You know what I'm saying? Doing the best that we can and serving our Lord and Savior, Yahawah Bashem Yahushua. We understand, especially, and go back, we're in the land of our captivity, So it's one of them things where we're doing the best that we can. Everything is not to a T the way it would be. You know what I'm saying? Like even as we go into certain things, everything's not going to be to a T, even in keeping the commandments outside of just talking about the Passover in general, right? We know that we're not in our land. We know that we're under the captivity of our oppressor. So we do the best we can, man. It's the heart behind it that we want to, serve the Most High. And that goes into these next two right here.
1 John 5:2. By this we know that we love the children of Yahawah, when we love Yahawah and keep his commandments.
Boom. So there you go. We know we love the children of Yahawah when we love him by keeping his commandments, right? And that's what it is, keeping the commandments. You want to serve the Most High, right? And anything he told us to do from before time, this whole Bible was written for before our learning, right? So we love the Most High when we keep his commandments.
It's 1 John 5:3. For this is the love of Yahawah, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
So hey, you can break that down now.
Yeah. Just means the love for Abba is us keeping his commandments, and his yoke is not hard. You know what I'm saying? It's easy. Just actually spoke on that too earlier.
For sure.
The work is not, it's not hard to do. Just try. That's what the Heavenly Father is looking for in us to do. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of brothers out here, even sisters, you have children. Look at your children. All you want is, they're going to slip, they're going to fall through life, but all you really want them to do is try. You know what I'm saying? And that's the point. Like, strive to do good, strive to be better. You know what I mean? Everything don't happen overnight, and it's not hard to do to try. You know what I'm saying?
And to add on to that too, like you said, to try, and then you want it, and then you want to do it. It's not something you like, oh man, I gotta, Passover's coming up, I gotta celebrate this, and okay. So you just doing it, but in your heart's not in it. And the Most High would rather you than doing the outward keeping of it if you're not in it, you're not really. This is not something that you want to do for the sake of Yahawahshi, Yahawah. Then like, hey, just rather you. The most I'd rather you not do it.
Here go one for that. This is First Corinthians 5:7. It says, "Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For Yahawahshi, our Passover, is sacrificed for us." You know what I'm saying?
So that's facts.
Put off the old things and put on your new garment, put on your new linen. Try and strive every day. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. And that's First Corinthians 5:7.
That's like you said, and that's what this is about too. That's the last slide too. Just taking out the leaven, which we're gonna get into, taking out the leaven of what we got, man, and just trying to renew and examining ourselves, man. Because that definitely, bro. And that's definitely the biggest aspect of it. Straight up. Let's we're gonna get this next one, man. Yeah. And that lives. God.
A little burp right there.
Hey man, listen.
Jones good though.
For sure. It definitely was. All praise to Yahawahshi, Yahawah, man. Hebrews 11:28, man.
Through faith he kept the Passover and the sprinkling of blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them.
Yeah, through the faith, man, kept it. So this is a situation, right? So where, hey, at the end of the day, there's people that do say, you don't have to keep the Passover, because if someone, if you don't keep it, it's like, okay, that's their choice not to keep it. Well, when it says here, through faith, this is talking about Yahawahshi in Hebrews 11:28. Through faith, he kept the Passover, right? And the sprinkling of blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them. This was meaningful, right? The sprinkling of his blood. Through faith, he kept the Passover by the Most High. So this wasn't an optional thing. The Most High ordained this thing, which we're going to get into in Exodus, right? He set this Passover to be for our people, right? And so this is not something that Yahawahshi came to change up. We see through faith he kept it, right? It's nothing he came to change up. I think you're already on it, John. Or I don't know if you,
what is it?
John. Well, no, you get John 7 and 14, man. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. 16. Not my fault, Salaki. John 7:16.
And this is John 7:16. And Yahawahshi said to them, my doctrine is not mine, but his that sent me.
Whoa. So his doctrine is not his,
but
his that sent me. I mean, it came somewhere. Who sent Yahawahshi? Yahawah. So at the end of the day, man, if the Most High told us to do that in the Old Testament, I don't care if he told us in the Old Testament, the Apocrypha, the New Testament, it's there. He told us to keep it. That was a commandment that he told from the beginning. And honestly, even before that, there was you had to. We're gonna get into the feast. There was unleavened bread that was there before as a foreshadowing. All right, let's get to the next precept.
It's First Idris 7:10. And the children of Yasharallah that were of the captivity held the Passover the 14th day of the first month. After that, the priests and the Levites were sanctified.
Hey, there we go. They were sanctified, and that was the King James that I copied. And the 1611. That's why I got the U instead of the V.
Right.
That's what I was wondering. Like, I know I ain't spell that bad all the time.
That's that correcting.
That's the 1611. The spelling on it
is a little.
It's different. It got that old English.
I get what you said.
God, but I was like, I know I misspelled all this all the time. But
I did good in my spelling.
God, this is the children of Israel that were in the captivity. So the 14th day of the first month. So obviously, this is something that was done, and it's an appointed time and season in which the Most High has us keep it. So we see there, and we're not going to get into too much in the specifics of how, because brothers use different moons. different aspects. As long as you're not using something, you know, out the wall, like the full moon is the new moon or something like that, where it throws your whole you're out of season. We're not really even going to get into no debate over, you know, exactly pinpointing. You know, it's just one of those things. We do the best that we can with that. Everybody, as long as you know you're taking forth and you're within an appointed season, right? So no one should be having a Passover outside of the months really of so-called March and April, right? If you're having the Passover in May, outside of that, that's a makeup Passover. That's different. But like if your first Passover started in May, there's a problem. Your first Passover starts in, or any Passover starts in February for that month, we got a problem. You know, so it should always be around that March to April window when the first Passover should be starting, right? Then if you miss it, let's say, then it could be April to May if you miss it for the makeup Passover. Got anything you want to add or
no?
Okay. Here's a couple of things just to kind of keep in mind real quick, not to spend too much time on it, but you know, leaven, because we're about to get into is the leaven aspect, like what the brother brought, purge out the leaven in 1 Corinthians 5 and 7. And the baking soda, the yeast, the bicarbonate, so sodium bicarbonate. Esau does a whole bunch of tactics. Don't worry yourself to death, but it's kind of like a you know, a sheet, if you will, to kind of help us do what we can do to do as best as we can to make sure we have, you know, leaven not in our cribs. For brothers and sisters, man, you know that for brothers and sisters that, for example, let's say you're living in you know, your people's crib or something like that, man. If you're living in your people's crib or anything like that, don't even worry about it, man. Like, just get it. Well, I won't say don't worry about it, but get what you got. So if you bought something that's leavened, and something that's pertaining that you purchased with your money, because obviously you can't, you know, if you're living with your peoples, you can't just be like, and they looking for they looking for they bread, or
where my bread,
where my bread, yeah, exactly.
You might be out on the street.
You feel me? Like, you got that money, go pay for it.
Right.
Now they got you buying on the next day what you supposed to not buy anything because it's like a Sabbath. And so, you know,
just do things at the best of your ability. Try. The key thing is trying.
God.
And trying to do things at the best of your ability. If it ain't somebody bread and it's just bread, toss it out. But if it belongs to the person paying and everything, you know what I mean? Play your cards right, and pray that the Most High have mercy on you.
Facts. And that's what it is. Like you said, like we read, rehearsing the righteous acts. You know what I mean? So do the best that you can. That's really it. The Most High seeing you put in the effort, and He knows our hearts, man. So He knows whether we trying or not trying. He knows all of that.
Right.
You know. Let's get into the. So we're gonna get into this leaven piece right here. First is dual meaning from the Merriam-Webster dictionary. Dual, one of two, right? Consisting of two parts or elements having a two like parts. Double, right? This is basically like double entendres, you know, and we deal with the rap, you know, it has one meaning, but then it has another meaning, right? Or triple, you can keep going. We're dealing with dual. So let's go into Exodus 10 and 7 through 8. And Pharaoh's servant said unto him, oh, go ahead, you know, how long shall this man be snare unto us?
Exodus 10 and 7 through 8. And Pharaoh's servant said unto him, how long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the men go, that they may serve the Lord their God. Knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed? And Moses and Aaron were brought again unto Pharaoh, and he said unto them, go serve the Lord your God, but who are they that shall go?
Hey, come on, man. How long shall this man be a snare unto us? This was bondage, man. He was stuck in bondage in Egypt. When you go into it, Exodus 20, yeah, I think it's 20 and 2. Exodus 20 and 2.
And this is Exodus 20 and 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Boom, out of the house of bondage. That represents, of course, the bondage that we were in, serving in this, in that captivity. And this is parallel to this one. This is the new Egypt right here. Not actual literal Egypt, but the house of bondage, like the brother read. Verse 8. And Moses and Aaron were brought again unto Pharaoh, and he said unto them, Go serve Yahweh your God, but who are they that shall go? So now let's go to the next verse.
This is Exodus 10:9. And Moses said, We will go with our young and our old, with our sons and with our daughter, with our flocks and with our herds. We will go, for we must hold a feast unto our Lord.
There we go.
This is Exodus 10:10. And he said unto them, That let our Lord be so with you, as I will let you go, and your little ones. Look to it, for evil is before you.
There you go, man. The herds be with you. Must hold. We got to hold this feast unto Yahweh. So they left, and let the Yahweh be with you. You know what I'm saying? As your little ones look to it, for evil is before you, because it was a time, man. You're going through a time of. It's not just going to be they can just walk out and things are going to be peachy, man. You're going to deal with things, and it's symbolic for what we're going to face in the day of trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? The Most High has us, whoever He has here for us to face this time. You know what I'm saying? It's our lot. So we're going to see exactly a lot of evil as the Most High is taking place. It's gonna happen. So it's always a parallel. Everything that's was done in the beginning is a foreshadow for something that's also gonna happen in the end. Around them times. You're not gonna say it's not gonna be the last of it. See, the Most High, even the Bible, the Most High does things that's repetitive. It has a complete theme. You know what I'm saying? So it's a continuous thing. It just may look differently, but it's the same thing when you read it, just dressed up different. They didn't have the technology it got. Now we in 2024 where that was the ancient times, and now they're here. You have all these technology and everything, and it's a different format. It's like a whole different video game. Right. Updated.
Grand Theft.
Right. They're gonna keep updating the Grand Theft. Yeah, God.
It was San Andreas. They could have left San Andreas. That was my favorite job.
It was that one. The main character was Jake. Right. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't the Lutano, the Tayano. Right. You know what I'm saying?
It was CJ, huh?
Right. God, that was the first one, man. That's how you know too. It's always Jake that got the most sauce when it's usually when Jake is put in the games. Right. It hits different. Right. It just hit different, man. This book of Exodus 12:1, man. Yahweh spake unto Moses. Go ahead, Baslaki.
Exodus 12:1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months, and it shall be the first month of the year to you. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Yasharallah, saying, In the 10th day of this month they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, and a lamb for a household.
This is a commandment. They speak to the congregation of Israel in the 10th day. This is a commandment, right?
Command.
So do we not do it? Like, did the Most High ever tell Yahawahshi to tell anybody this is optional?
No. No.
He didn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
It's not up for dispute.
It's not.
This is not up for dispute. This is something we are supposed to keep. Now, if it's coming to like we were saying before, like, you got certain things that's going on where as though it's not so perfect, but you're attempting and you're trying.
Right.
That's the part of ye not judging. When they say don't judge about the holy days and the feast and the things of that nature.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, don't be scrutinizing if you see that he's trying to get it right. You've been in the faith 20 years. You've been in the faith a year. You coming down on him like that.
Facts.
Show a little mercy.
Build them up. Exactly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And there's a way to help somebody. Talk to them. Like, look, so okay, boom, you missing this right here, brother. Like, just do this. And but you do it, but at least you keeping the the ways of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? There's a way to deliver it to your neighbor. You know what I'm saying? And that's the beautiful part, like the brother mentioned, man. It's just, hey, we're trying to do the best we can. So if you're in a situation where, like, for example, the next day that someone has the Passover is a Sabbath day. Now, everybody's work schedules and stuff may not line up to where you can take that next day off. And then the last day off, you might not be able to do that. Right. So it's just like you said, some people all fall short, you know what I'm saying? But hey, at the end of the day, you putting forth your effort. If you tried and you put that effort to do so, the Most High gonna know that. You know what I mean? And so yeah, don't trip. You know what I'm saying? You putting forth that effort, rehearsing the righteous acts, like the brother said, man. Where we at, man? Where we at? There we go. Yep, Exodus. We'll just go to the next slide.
And this is Exodus 12:4. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto his house take it according to the number of the souls. Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb.
That's right. The lamb. Now we're about to see how that lamb ties in. Verse 5.
Verse 5. And your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats.
Now here's this part with this lamb, right? We know it's a double. Of course, you do actually grab lamb. And now to go into what we was just talking about with the topic, right? That lamb without blemish. That's what you're supposed to have. No deficiencies in that lamb, or this lamb had a bad eye, or the leg is off on the lamb. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to grab a lamb like that. Now, we know in this time, right? Most people are not in the position to farm and grab their own lamb and be able to pay for a lamb and be able to make the distinction between, okay, what lamb is perfect.
Male or female, or if it had a blemish on it, because a lot of people don't have land in their own animals, and the best of your abilities.
Exactly.
That's when it comes back to the best of your abilities, man.
And that's, you're not gonna struggle. You're not gonna sit here and be like, man, where am I gonna find this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You get your lamb at the market, and you're trying to keep the Passover. So you do what you do. Don't even question it, right? You know what I'm saying? As long as that, you know that lamb ain't bad, like they're giving you some, they're trying to hit you with something crazy. Right. But like that's gonna mess up your insides. But you just get you something in the market, or go where you can go. You know what I'm saying? But just do the best that you can, like the brother mentioned, man. But that lamb without blemish, why is it without blemish? That's a representation of Yahweh, right? Who had no sin. There was no blemishes of him being of that perfect sacrifice. He was a perfect sacrifice. He didn't do it. This is a perfect sacrifice, man. So in the whole time, man.
And this is verse.
Yeah, there you go.
And this is verse 6. And ye shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Yasharallah shall kill it in the evening. Verse 7. And they shall take the blood and strike it on 2 side posts and on the upper door post of the something.
See it right there. Yeah, now you're right. You got slacking, man. Slacking. 2 side posts on the upper
on the house wherein then they shall eat it.
Come on. So in that blood, they take that blood and strike it on the 2 sides of the doorpost, on the upper doorpost of the house when they shall eat it. And you do what you can. You know what I'm saying? Do what you can. You might not be able to do what you can, but hey, it's a representation. Because again, that blood is more thicker when they actually had a lamb there. Like we just put it on the door, and that blood, you don't even gonna see it. I walk out right side now, we probably won't even see it on the door. I won't even notice it being there. Right. But it's the fact that you put forth the effort in doing so, right? It's a showcase and a representation of that blood being whose blood? Yahawahshi's blood. And even in there, the Passover, when they were keeping it, that's what the Most High intended for that to be the whole time. See, the Most High is like 10,000 chess moves ahead of everybody.
Right.
Like the game is already fixed.
It's over.
It's over. You know what I mean? It's already fixed. So at the end of the day, man, we try to do that. Do the best representation you can when it comes to that upper post of the doors, and then go forward with that.
You got Exodus 12:8. And they shall eat the flesh in that night, roasted with fire, and unleavened bread with bitter herbs they shall eat.
There you go.
9. Eat not of it raw, nor salted at all with water, but roast with fire his head with his legs and with the purtenance thereof.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Con. And so that's that roast, man. So when you're dealing with that, obviously you're gonna cook it. We not, we not these other nations and cannibals. Most of wants us to eat our stuff cooked. You know what I mean?
Done.
Well done. All the way well done.
Oh, no. Medium rare.
No.
No red meat. Well done. This is 12 and 10. Exodus 12 and 10.
My fault, Slack, you made that. The unleavened bread and the bitter herbs, they shall eat it. That unleavened bread being, let's get that, the body of Yahawahshi, man. He said, and then you got the bitter herbs, which that's that bitter sweets, that suffering. You know what I'm saying? Representing that hard ground on this walk, man. So yeah.
All right, and this is Exodus 12 and 10. And ye shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remaineth until the morning ye shall burn with fire.
Come on.
11. And this shall ye eat it with your loins girded, and your shoes on your feet, and your staff in your hand, and ye shall eat in a haste. It is the Lord's Passover.
Boom. So you have the lamb on your plate, you have the bitter herbs, you have the unleavened bread, and then you have, and your cup is going to be with water. That the class is already on there. Where the Most High allowed me, and through Yahawahshi allowed me and the brother Marcos to do a class on the water cup. So that there's a cup on that details why the cup is water. One of the actually the main reason why I had to take this lesson down from last year was because I was wrong on that aspect. So we all praise Yahawahshi to be able to get it going right, and so yeah, and also we have our shoes on our feet, because like we was talking about earlier, man, and like you said, your brothers, it's like, yo, man, we got to eat it in haste. Like you ready to go, because shoot, you never know if it's not this Passover. You never know. It could be the next Passover where that really start taking place.
Coming to play. We got a buggy. We gotta go.
Exactly. The two parts of the Passover where they're like the most known Passovers, or where you go into the events, was the first one, where they had to get up and, like this was talking. This is why this is in play, because they had to get up and leave to flee Egypt. Because they knew it was going to have people coming at them. They had the death angels going to come and attack. It was going to be a whole situation, man. Most High was going to have a whole event going on, man. It was war, man. And then the next one was, which we're going to get into, dealing with Yahawahshi. And you know how that played out. Soldiers, they took him for this crucifixion, man. So it's always some going on, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those events, man. Just never know when's the last Passover. Could be this one this season. It could be the next one next year. We never know, man. But could be something after that. We don't know. I'm not putting my money on nothing.
Yahawah willing, we pray that we counted amongst the elect. So
that's right. That's right.
And this is Exodus 12 and 12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all gods of Egypt, I will execute my judgment. I am the Lord.
Hey, look at that, man. You know what I'm saying? You smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all the gods. So that tells you that, again, idolatry, you getting rid of all of them extra little guys that try to make themselves something, man. That's why we had to leave with our shoes on our feet in haste, so we could get up out of there. And because Most High was going to put judgment upon Egypt for what they did to the children of Israel.
He said, leave, or you're going to get caught with the heathen.
Hey, come on. Which I thought the heathen was part of the covenant.
What?
See that? And that's a cut to that, because that lets you know that they weren't a part of the first one. So that has nothing to do with them.
Right.
This is the first. There has nothing that the Most High has made to be a memorial for them to keep that would involve them being involved in the first place.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Ooh, that was so many things.
You feel?
Exodus 12 and 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token upon the house where ye are. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you. and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt.
Yeah, hey, that was a representation of Yahawah's covering. You know what I'm saying? That's a representation of Yahawah's covering. The blood just being upon us, meaning I will pass over you, pass over, and the plague shall not be upon and destroy you. And that's a representation of now. This is why we preach those principles of Yahawah. Blood being covered upon you, you're not going to be destroyed. You know, obviously we got to endure to the end. But that's the fact of it. Anyone covered by the blood of Yahawah and remains in him, in his covering, yo, listen, you're going to remain clean. Them plague is going to pass over you. This is all an example of faith, man. It's all of his faith, man. They had to have faith walking through. Even when the people was chasing them afterwards, the Egyptians was coming for him still. You had to have faith with the whole wave of water. That's still scary, bro.
Right.
Like,
think about water up thousands of feet higher than you.
Right.
And a well with some sharks. And you walking between that. You're like, bro, I'm not peed on myself, right? Walking.
God. I'm serious. Hey, if you don't have the faith, it could happen. It's from a carnal standpoint. That might happen to me too, bro. Straight up.
You be walking through that
joint. Come on, man. Hey,
go.
God. This is Shalom. Yahawahshi, Yahawah, brother Marco. Shalom, my brother. And then, hey, Adrian. Shalom. Yahawahshi, Yahawah, Akim. Shalom. Yo, happy Passat, man. Hope y'all enjoying y'all's, man. You know what I'm saying? We all praise Yahawahshi, Yahawah. We ain't good over here, man.
Yeah.
Straight up, man. Let's keep it going here, man. To verse, I think, did we read?
Yeah,
we read that. We gotta go to the next one. All right.
And this is Exodus 12:14. And this day shall be unto you a memorial, and ye shall keep the feast to the Lord throughout your generations. Ye shall keep the feast by an ordinance. Forever.
Whoa.
Forever. Forever. That's my sandlot book. Forever.
I thought it was for some time.
No, I thought you could pick and choose. No, this is forever. You have to do it. This is a memorial. You got to remember this.
God.
All your generations, that means all your children got to remember this. You got to remember this. Your parents should have remembered this. This is something you have to do. This is not something you sit and ponder about. This is not something that you go through the scriptures and try to find verses to fit your little thing that you got going on. This is an ordinance for you to keep and your children, generation after generations, forever.
Yeah, man. Enough said. The brother spoke. His brother speaking from the scriptures. The scriptures speak for themselves. Unless you're gonna sit here and tell us that forever don't mean forever. Like that's
they'll try to twist it, but like forever is a time. Yeah. Forever is like a short period of time in God's eyes. Like, how do you know?
Oh man, hey, Marco's already know, man. Adrian probably know too, man. Yeah, so some people and not everybody needs to be teaching that teaches this. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, that's serious. Like, and all jokes aside, this is something serious that the Most High takes seriously for you trying to keep it. For you in your heart, knowing in your heart of hearts, boom, like you said, it's not optional. You can't find any scripture that says that when the Most High literally said forever. But I guess his words went void if it's not forever. Like it went void.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a few things that is like the Most High allows us to pick and choose from, but there's certain things like the Sabbath forever,
right?
The Passover forever,
Come on.
Easter unleavened bread, all our holy days forever. These are not choices that you should be debating amongst yourselves about. You know what I mean? Or even if you have any questions, get with an elder, man, or just open up that script and pray and read, man. Pray for that understanding. But this is from the Most High, and this is our culture. Like, this is our culture. You know what I'm saying? Which is really from the Father, which is His way of life, and how He created us to live. Like, these are things for us to do, and how we're supposed to conduct our lives. And
that's facts.
it's different from all the other nations. All the other nations don't do this. So if it was like if it was an option, we would be as equal as the other nations, bro.
Facts.
And we're not.
That's that. And we're not, man. Come on, man. That's straight like that, man.
Gotta know who you are.
You never hear anybody in Islam say I don't have to keep Ramadan.
Yeah, nah.
I haven't heard it.
You seen everybody keeping Ramadan this past Ramadan. It was people that wasn't Muslim that pump fake like they Muslim keeping Ramadan.
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? But how many of y'all that pump fake and still try to keep Passover? Y'all rather argue with it.
Yo, that's
y'all argue with it.
That's crazy. In fact, what you said is so true though, because it's like it's only us. That's how you know it's only us when it comes to other people in that culture with keeping this and the third. It's not an argument, but when it comes to this, we got to even debate about it, even when we believe of who we are.
Right. And then be debating about the little things like, dang, can we just enjoy that we agree on this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because the bigger picture is the Most High and His Son, bro. If we got that, we can sit down and we can read and get into that, bro. But why we gotta let our dirt be outside in the streets that everybody know about it?
Right.
Even if it is out there, why are we talking about it? like come inside the house so we can actually talk about it.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Facts. Well put. Shoot, man, ain't nothing else to say, man. Scripture should be enough right there. The scripture should tell it all. We go to next slide, man. Go ahead.
This is Exodus 15.
Or 12, 15.
12 and 15, sorry.
You good.
7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your house. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, that soul shall be cut off from Yasharallah. 16. And in the first day there shall be an holy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No matter of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
Come on. So you eat unleavened bread. So then we're going into the Feast of Weeks.
Right.
You know, feast of 7 days we eat unleavened bread, right? First day, so we put away all this leaven out of our houses, right? And the reason why you do it, because whosoever eateth leavened bread from the first day until the 7th day, the soul shall be cut off. Now we know there's grace and mercy in this, but we just try our best to keep it as if we are in those times, right? Like literally treat it. And that's why he says remove from out. There's one reason why he says remove out your prayer. For one reason, your house is a physical, that's a representation where you stay, so that's where you dwell, right? So you want that to be clean. You're also which is the most important house, the temple. That's really what it is. Even if you don't have a house, you don't have an apartment, you could be homeless. The Most High gave you the gift of faith. That's what He wants you to have. He wants you to be clean. It's your temple first, right? It's us. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it comes down to. But it's also a temptation to go to that leaven, right? Because it's sitting in front of your face.
Right.
And it's like, I can get it. So if you take it out of your crib, it's less likely you're gonna try to go to the extent,
make something with it,
right? You know what I mean? Get it out. Just get it out there, out the way, man. So that's what we do, man. Put away from the houses, and we don't eat it for 7 days. So you don't eat any leaven in your bread, like we went into those things, the yeast, anything that's got baking soda. These are leavening agents. It rises up, right, with the dough. So your typical bread, you're not gonna go get your Sara Lee. You know what I'm saying? Your what's the Wonder Bread?
The Hawaiian rolls.
Yeah, Hawaiian rolls. Gotta put them all away, man. That's why it's the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Going forward, man. But you can have some fun with it, man. Like And y'all brothers that y'all cooking, or your ribs that's cooking, you can have them cook the bread. You know what I'm saying, and do make that bread fun when you can make unleavened cookies. People do that.
Right.
Pancakes.
Right.
I did it. I put some syrup on that thing, and like it's on point. You can make you some lamb burgers. You can lamb hamburgers. You can.
Hey, we all came from, we ain't really have much. You know what you could do with some unleavened bread, man. You could do a lot. You said burgers,
burgers,
lamb burgers, with unleavened bread bun. Yeah, that's there.
Hey man, the thing is, that unleavened bread too fills you up a lot more than that actual bread. You got to take more effort to eat that.
Like I got like 4 little slices. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to yawn. I was like, oh yeah, not yet.
Tapping out. Yeah. You're ready to tap out, man. Right. Verse 16, man.
Verse 16, and in the first day there shall be a holy convocation, and in the 7th day there shall be a holy convocation to you. No matter of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you.
So the first day is like a Sabbath. Holy convocation, no manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat. The only man, like you said, man. So if you can, you try to keep the Passover and don't work on the next day. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, actually. So that's exactly what it is. Yeah. Or somebody asked me that question. It's the same thing basically. Just you don't buy. So on the Sabbath, you don't buy anything. So in the night the Passover starts, that's the beginning, because when the sun goes down, a new day starts.
Right.
So you treat it like the same thing you would do with the Sabbath. The only exception, so you don't buy, you don't sell, you stay clean. You want to stay clean on these days, right? So you don't have it's the holy convocation. You stay clean. I mean, you want to be clean regardless, but at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, keep it a holy convocation. It's just like a Sabbath. The only difference is that you can kindle a fire pertaining to the feast. Okay, you can kindle a fire pertaining to because it's a feast day. So you can cook. You can eat your unleavened. You got to cook. You got to eat your unleavened bread. So you can do that. Any feast day, you can cook. You know what I'm saying, pertaining to cook and do that pertaining to your feast. Right. So that's just what it is. The first day is that holy convocation. So other than that, stay away from things that if you're not working, you can participate fully, try to do your best in case of emergency, of course, but in regular circumstances, Yahawah willing, keep it like a Sabbath day.
All right. Exodus 17, and ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this self same day have I brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generations by an ordinance forever. Exodus 12 and 18.
Mm-hmm.
In the first month, on the 14th day of the month at even of the month at even, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month at even.
First month of 14th month of even, you shall eat unleavened bread, right? So, yep, that's what it is, man. Starting at even, and of course, this is observance of the day to show after we left, right? Taking the stuff that we went through, purging out the leaven from before that was in the captivity, the things that we absorbed, and from the Egyptians, because when you under captivity of other people, you gonna take mannerisms of behavior, certain patterns of it, right? That's why we want to serve the Most High. Going back into Deuteronomy 28 is to not fall in these curses, to not be under the captive of our oppressors, to make us go aside from the Most High.
This is Numbers 9 and 5. And they kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month at evening in the wilderness of Sinai, according to all that the Lord commanded Moses. So did the children of Yasharal.
Hey, and look, this was in the wilderness of Sinai, right? They were not. Remember, they weren't in their land. They didn't have a land yet. They were a people before they were a place. right? We always been, Israel's always a people before a place. So it's a representation. It shows you, because a lot of times people make the argument, oh, we're not in the land. So if we're not in the land, how are we going to keep the Passover? But they was doing it. The first Passover was in Egypt. We didn't have a land. So you gotta look at the origin of where these things came from, and what our people did as an example. Like you said, even in when Joshua said we're rehearsing the righteous acts, that's when it got there. Before there, we still did these high holy days. You know, remember, we was in the wilderness, man. You know what I'm saying?
What did you say, bro? You said that it's the people and not a place at a certain point in time, and there's a building point. So Jacob was a person before Yahawahshi, or Yahweh changed his name to Yasharah to Israel. You dig what I'm saying? And then it went to, then it became a name of a place. You understand what I'm saying? So that just go hand in hand with what you was just saying.
Facts.
You know, Israel, we're a people. It's a place, but it's more of a people thing. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
And
yeah, no, facts. What is it? I think it's in hold on. I think it's in Luke. Let's go. Let's get this in the book of Luke. It's I think it's hold on.
Luke 22.
I think it's Luke 17. I should know. It's the kingdom of heaven inside. It's Luke 17, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, here we go. Luke 17:21.
Which one?
Yeah.
This is Luke 17:21. Neither shall they say, lo here, or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of Yahweh is within you.
There you go. And so that shows you. Hey, look, it's again before us. You know what I'm saying? Before it was a place. So, and even now, still, it starts with us, right? Shalom, hey, Shabbat Shalom, happy Shah Passover. Yahawahshi Yahshua Barakatah, my brother Shema Shawan from the Shah. That's it.
Okay.
God.
Shalom.
God. Yeah, man. It's it's a place where people and the kingdom starts with us, man. And then from there, then the Most High puts the spirit in us. You're how willing to build the buildings. You know what I mean? But you gotta have people do. You gotta have the builders before you have the buildings. You know what I mean? So start somewhere, man.
Right.
You gotta put that spirit in us, man. It's all praises. It was good. Let's get to the next one, man. Get to that next slide.
This is Ezra 6:19. And the children of the captivity kept the Passover on the 14th day of the first month.
Right. This is the captivity. Children of the captivity kept the Passover. So you see too many examples of us being able to keeping the Passover, because it's about what? A people or a place. We're keeping the Passover the same way as the Most High commanded us to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. So you see more examples of it. For anybody that has any doubt, hey, you got to be in your homeland, so I don't need to keep it. All that is laziness. To be honest with you, man. That's just being lazy. You just find an excuse, a cop out to not keep it, because you ain't gonna be able to go to Jerusalem. Right. So you're trying to convince everybody else not to keep it. Nope.
That's not.
That's not how it goes. Search them scriptures. Like this, it'll tell you right here what we did in the land of our captivity. Right? Did the best of what we could. You know what I'm saying? Literally, would have to be a situation they would tie us and force us not to kill us for actually trying to keep it. Which were examples that did happen. Right? You go to the book of Maccabees. First Ezra 1:1.
And Josiah held the feast of Passover in Yasharah unto his Lord, and offered the Passover the 14th day of the first month.
And here we go, in Jerusalem. So he was able to keep this one onto the Lord. See examples of our people still keeping the Passover, and this one he was able to be in Jerusalem, in Yasharah, right? So this was in Jerusalem. Feast of Unleavened Weeks.
Exodus 12 and 19. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your houses. For whosoever eateth that which is leavened, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born of the land.
So again, no leaven found in the cribs. Verse 20.
Verse 20. Ye shall eat nothing leavened, and all your habitations shall ye eat unleavened bread.
Yep, no yeast, no rising dough. So again, we just keep our houses clean. This is a representation of us purging out and being clean unto the Most High. It's really probably do another a lesson on purging out, man, on the leaven in terms of what that, going into that representation of it. Really, it's just taking everything out, man, just cleaning out the iniquity, any transgressions, a self-examining thing, man. We use this week to self-examine because we all got to take accountability. We all fall short, but this is a representation of us trying to be clean for the Lord, man.
Let me get one in there.
Go ahead.
And this is John 6:48 through 51. And I am the bread of life. Your fathers ate the manna in the wilderness and are dead. This is the bread which comes down from heaven, that one may eat of it and not die. I am the living bread which comes down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. And the bread that I shall give is my flesh, which I shall give for the life of the world. You know what I'm saying? So there again, that unleavened bread is the flesh, is the body of Yahawahshi. You know what I'm saying? And he gives it to us to give to the world, to be the light of this world, and to take on the same things that Yahawahshi took on.
Come on. Go ahead, you say?
No.
I'm going back to we covered these points right here already. Even though they're here too. Let's go into Matthew 26, man. We're gonna get into that.
Matthew 26 and 1. And it came in the pass when Yahawahshi had finished all these sayings, and he said unto his disciples, Ye know that after 2 days is the feast of Passover, and the Son of Man is betrayed to be crucified.
So Yahawahshi kept, no, you good. Yahawahshi kept that Passover, man. So we see that even in the New Testament continuing on. Now, Yahawahshi, the sacrificial lamb. Your lamb shall be without blemish. A male of the first year, ye shall take it from other sheep or from the goats. This is what it's talking about. Yahawahshi would be crucified and be that lamb without blemish, like we mentioned. Now here's let's go to 1 Peter 1 and 19.
But with the precious blood of Yahawahshi as of the lamb without blemish and without spot.
There you go. The representation showing you this is what it is. Without precious blood from Hammasyach, as a lamb without blemish and without spot. And that's why he's that perfect sacrifice. Again, we see it right here.
Exodus 12 and 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish. A male of the first year, ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. 2 Corinthians 5 and 21. For he hath made him to be our sin for us.
To be sin.
For he has made him to be sin for us, who knew no sin. We might be made the righteousness of Yahweh in him.
There we go. You know what I'm saying? That because of his sacrifice, this is why we need him. That with his Yahawahshi is the righteousness, right? He is our righteousness. All right. Right. Of course, with him, it comes with the keeping the laws, the statutes, and commandments. But he is our righteousness, right? That's really what it comes down to. For he made him to be, the ultimate atonement, really, the ultimate atonement sin for us who knew no sin. Because Yahawahshi didn't sin. So that's why he was the perfect sacrifice. Let me get past. Let me go through here. Let's go to this one. I know we touched on some of them before.
This is Mark 14 and 12. And the first day of unleavened bread, when they killed the Passover, his disciples said unto him, Where wilt thou that we go, and prepare that thou mayest eat the Passover?
So that's showing where we would go to keep the Passover. Now we showing Yahawahshi also going to be that representation of a savior for us, right? Talking about that salvation. Let's get that Luke 1 and 68,
This is Luke 1:68. Blessed be the Lord Yahawah of Israel, for he has visited and redeemed his people.
Oh yeah, all people, right?
No,
his people.
his
There we go.
and 69, and has risen up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
Okay, there we go. In the house of David too.
In the house of
and
David.
then the house of David. And so just comes from the line of
Right.
Judah. We coming from somewhere, right? These the horn of salvation, right? Verse we go to verse 7.
As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began. 71. That we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
Let me ask you a question now. When we had the Passover in Egypt, right? When we did that Passover in Egypt, and we left in Egypt, did we have to did we take the Egyptians with us? Did we take those Egyptians with us in the Passover when we walked in the wilderness, or did we flee from them?
No, we flee.
Yeah, I thought so. So
we was trying to get up out of there.
Yeah, exactly. They was the enemies, right? They were the enemies. So okay. So with that, it was like this, man. What happened was what took place was that basically, if this is we should be saved from our enemies, right? If we gotta be saved from the hand of our enemies that hate us, then why are we trying to take the heathen with us? Why would we do that if they are enemies? Because it means there's a separation that has to happen. Right. You know, you can't be saved from them, but they're with you. That's like you got a killer trying to kill you, but you right there, but you right there with them. You see, it don't make no sense, man. Like so, you know, hey, all praises Yahawahshi, man. That don't make sense. That means there's a separation from our enemies. You dig? Let's go here to Luke 1:72.
This is Luke 1:72. To perform the mercies promised to our fathers and to remember his holy covenant.
I'll be right back. You keep reading. Let me see real quick. Yeah, you go ahead. I'm gonna have to see. Keep reading. I'll be right back. Take over that point. I'll be right back. Oh, you good?
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, make sure you got in there, man.
Gotcha. All right. So this is Luke 1:72. To perform the mercies and promise to our Father and to remember his holy covenant. 73. The oath which he swore to our fathers Abraham. And 74. That he would grant unto us that we, being delivered out of the hand of our enemies, might serve him without fear. So for us to be delivered out of the hands of our enemies, like we're not just doing this Passover we doing this also to be delivered from our enemies, from our captivity, from the sins of the things that we have in our past. And this is verse 75. In the holiness and righteousness before him all the days of our lives. Again, 75. In the holiness and the righteousness before him and all the days of our lives. So that.
No, go ahead. Continue on. Yeah, continue.
I went in on 74. Far as participating in the Passover, it's not just like, it's part of like the we know the reasoning behind it while we doing it. We know that it's part of our culture also, but it's also to deliver us from our enemies, deliver us also from our sinful ways. You know what I'm saying? Even though you go and try every day, you might fall. What do you say? A man falls 7 times,
but
he
man falls 17. Yep,
but
7 times get it back up.
You know what I'm saying? But this is to help deliver you from your oppressors. You know what I'm saying? And not just your physical oppressors, but your inward oppressors.
That's a nice, we battle this all principalities of the air, man. Spiritual battle, man. Right? You stopped at which verse?
I finished actually.
We finished it. Okay, Kara. All praises. The bitter herbs, man.
And this is Exodus 1 and 14. And they made their lives bitter with hard bondage and mortar and in brick and in all matter of service in the field. All their service wherein they made them serve was with rigor.
There we go. With rigor. So that's what it's talking about. The bitter hard bondage. That's what it's talking about with them bitter herbs, man. All men in service in the field, and this is with rigor. So it's toughness, man. Some of this is even the scriptures. It talks about the scriptures being bitter and bittersweet. You know, eat the roll. He said it was bitter.
Right.
You know what I mean? Let me get it right here. Body and blood.
And this is First Corinthians 10 and 16. The cup of blessing which we bless is not the communion of the blood of Yahawahshi, but the bread of which we break is not the.
Is it not?
Is it not? Is it not the communion of the body of Yahawahshi?
Con, right? It's the cup of the blessing we bless. It's not the communion. Paul is asking a rhetorical question, isn't it? You know it, but you know it is, all right? You know what I'm saying? It's the blood of Hammasyach when we drink that cup. And the bread, which we break with the bread, it represents his body. Yahawahshi said that himself. And this is how you know, this is why we get into it, how we know it is what it is. The bread is a representation of him, and that cup, is a representation of him. He always goes into that bread and water. Bread of his body. We can get this right here. Matthew
26 and 26. And as they were eating, Yahawahshi took bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to his disciples and said, "Take, eat, this is my body."
There we go. And so it's always a representation. Just because there's a physical outward to it, you do the physical part, but there's symbolics behind it. It's a meaning behind why the Most High set it up for us to eat bread, and Yahawahshi is breaking it down to you. Even from the beginning, the meaning was before. This is what he's breaking down to you, the expansion. Because when you get into the New Testament, it's an expansion of giving you of everything, the full representation of Yahawahshi with his meaning of what it was in the Old Testament.
And it's crazy because what popped in my head is the transfiguration. Like when we're talking about the Passover and that word was given to Moses in the Old Testament.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by the transfiguration is like what I said before. You got the things in the law where you physically have to do like with your hands in this realm. You get what I'm saying? Right. Whereas though with Elijah, he done things, but he was more tapped into the spiritual walk with Yahweh. Not saying Moses wasn't, but in the transfiguration, you can see where Old Testament physical work on one level and the spiritual work on one level, and then you see Yahawahshi in the New Testament during that transfiguration. And that just showed to me like this is those together. And I'm going to show you what all this meant. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because when I read about Elijah and Elisha, and some of the works that Elisha did is similar to what Yahawahshi was doing. As far as spiritual work.
That's fact.
Not saying that Moses didn't do a lot of spiritual work, because he definitely had miracles and stuff. Right. But this is also the God that gave you the law. You know what I'm saying? And this is and you'll see Yahawahshi always speaking about things on one level and also speaking about things on the spiritual side. So
that's the full entire breakdown, man. Which Moses was foreshadowing it.
So yeah, what he said, if Moses spoke about me, the Lord spoke about me.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Come on. Exactly. So it all ties in, man. I think you read this already too, to John 6 and 30. Yeah, you read that.
John 6 and 33. I'll read it again. For the bread of Yahweh is he which come down from heaven and giveth life unto the world. John 6 and 34. Then said they unto him, Lord, evermore give us this bread. John 6 and 35. And Yahawahshi said unto them, I am the bread of life. He that cometh to me shall never hunger. He that believeth in me shall never thirst.
Never thirst. Representation of Yahawahshi, man, the bread and the water. He fills you up because we know that man don't live only by bread alone, but what by the word of the Most High Yahawah. Yeah.
Ooh, that was crazy because you gave a precept the other day. When Yahawahshi was crucified and they stuck and pierced him, and what came out?
Blood and water. Blood and water. Hey, come on, man.
Crazy.
It's crazy, bro.
It ain't crazy, but it's
crazy. God.
Right.
God, man. Hey, the blood of his body.
Matthew 26 and 27.
Uh-huh.
And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it. Matthew 26 and 28. For this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sin.
We'll stop right there because it's dealing with the cup. Same thing. So we dealt, again, that cup would be water, which we dealt with. In that lesson, y'all can check it out to see why. But basically, like I said, the same cup that was shed for the remission of sins. And he just told you about, you drank of me, you'll never thirst. Break this, my bread, my body represents that bread. You know what I'm saying? So it's all goes out. And look, we'll read this again, man. You brought this up earlier, but we'll read it again, man.
1 Corinthians 5 and 7. Purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye may be a new lump, as ye are unleavened. For even Yahawahshi, our Passover, is sacrificed for us.
That's what we're talking about, man. So we went into that, purge out the old leaven so that we may be a new lump, because we know a little leaven the whole lump. So when we purge this stuff out, we can be freshened in Hammasyach. So let this all be through these 7 days, brothers and sisters. Let this be a day of like examination, you know what I'm saying, for all of us, man. You know what I'm saying? Let us see where we're at and go into representation, man. I missed a couple comments. We missed some comments here. This place, Mystery Babylon, is bitter. Absolutely. And Deuteronomy 18, referring to Moses. Yep, that Deuteronomy 18. He said, listen to this prophet. One of the infamous ones that even so-called Old Testament people like to go against that and say, it's not talking about Yahawahshi, but we know that's why Yahawahshi said what he said. He said, if you don't believe me, it goes.
If you believe Moses, you would believe me.
Exactly.
Or you would have known that he was speaking about me.
Come on now. It goes back and forth. You didn't believe Yahawahshi's writings. If you didn't believe in Moses writing in the law beforehand, and if you didn't believe in Moses' writings, you wouldn't believe in Yahawahshi.
They ain't never believed none of the prophets, honestly.
You see what I'm saying? Exactly, man. And this is why we want to be purged out to be part of that perfection, man. The elect of Israel, man. So, hey, look, y'all, we gonna get ready. It's a little late right now, but we appreciate everybody that tuned in. Everybody takes a listen. I hope this was edifying from brothers and sisters, man. We want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Hashem, Yahawahshi, Yahweh being the true name of the Most High God, doing so in the name of His only begotten Son, who the world knows as Jesus Christ, but the true name being Yahawahshi Mashiach. You got anything to add up?
Y'all be blessed and y'all be safe. Hey, shalom.
Hey, shalom, Akim. Y'all will until next time.
Hey.